You may have seen some late-night commercials for services that promise to speed up your computer. You just download their magic software, and for a small fee, they'll fix all sorts of things. For you and I, we can do much of the same thing without spending any more money. We just use the maintenance tools we already have in Windows 7. You're already familiar with Task Scheduler from earlier modules. These include Disk Defragmenter, Disk Cleanup, Action Center, System Information, and Task Scheduler. Defragmenting your hard drive used to be much more important than it is today. That's because most computers are using the NTFS file system. Unlike the FAT file system, NTFS only writes a file to an empty spot on your hard drive if all the units of data for that file, called blocks, fit next to each other. Even so, as you add and delete files, this will eventually leave empty space on your disk volume that start to make it less efficient. This becomes more important as the disk nears capacity. Disk Defragmenter can consolidate this space for us. Notice that it's set to run on a schedule, which you can adjust. I think you can see why we consider Task Scheduler to be part of maintenance. I will first analyze the disk to see the current condition. And my disk is only 2% fragmented. We'll defragment it anyway for demo purposes. Now this could take many hours depending on the size of the disk and the state of fragmentation. We'll speed up time for our demo and see that Disk Defragmenter has done its job. Disk Cleanup can save you some disk space if you're about to run out. It removes temporary files, empties the recycle bin, and other system files and other items that you no longer need. Disk Cleanup will analyze the disk, and then you can go down the list here and see the savings from deleting some of these unnecessary files. You can see the categories of files and the amount of space used. You can choose the View Files button if you're unsure what's in a category. The More Options tab lets you remove any programs that you're not using to save even more space without switching to Control Panel. You can also clean up old restore points here. I click OK to start the cleanup. And you can see that these temporary files are gone. The Action Center should be called the Warning Center because this is where Windows warns you of serious concerns about your computer. These areas include both security and maintenance issues. Now, my demo computer was deliberately modified to have some problems to show you. It is on an isolated network. It warns me that my firewall is off and I can turn it on from here. Surprisingly, I even get the chance to get another brand of firewall. This includes Microsoft Security Essentials, which is free, and the same is true for virus protection. I am warned that no updates are enabled. I'm also warned that my files are not being backed up. The System Info tool is not as well known as the other tools. Just as the name says, it's a treasure chest of information about your computer's hardware and software. If you're troubleshooting a room full of computers, this is a good tool to start with for your inventory. Look at all the information we can get from the System Summary page. If I pick a component like the sound card, I can get driver info without going to Device Manager. And here's an easy list of all the drivers on this computer. Notice the search feature at the bottom. You can print this information or export it to a text file for future reference. Microsoft regularly issues updates for the Windows 7 operating system. You can choose to have Windows download and install these updates automatically. You can configure this through Windows Update and Control Panel and choose how you want the downloads to occur. I'll turn on automatic updates. And it looks like my computer is so out of date that I need to install new update software so that I can do updates. Notice from here that I can see what updates are already installed. Notice when I go back to Action Center, I no longer get a warning about Windows updates. Microsoft categorizes updates as important, recommended, and optional. Here's what they mean. Important updates offer benefits such as improved security, privacy, and reliability. They should be installed as they become available and can be installed automatically with Windows Update. Recommended updates address non-critical problems or help enhance your computer experience. Microsoft says these updates offer meaningful improvements. These can be installed automatically. Optional updates include updates, drivers, or new software from Microsoft to enhance your computing experience. An example of an optional update would be new desktop background photos. You need to install these manually. And inside of those categories, we have security updates, a broadly released fix for a product-specific security-related vulnerability. Security vulnerabilities are rated based on their severity, which is critical, important, moderate, or low. Critical updates is a broadly released fix for a specific problem addressing a critical non-security related bug. Critical updates are not security related, but they are important to keep your operating system running smoothly. A service pack is a tested, cumulative set of hotfixes, security updates, critical updates, and updates as well as additional fixes for problems found internally since the release of the product. Service packs might also contain a limited number of customer-requested changes or features. In Microsoft, a hotfix is an update of one or more files to fix a specific bug in a product for a given scenario. Hotfixes are not usually for general distribution. They're only for customers who are experiencing the problem that the hotfix is designed to fix. Windows Update is only for the operating system and any additional Microsoft products that you may have purchased, such as Office if you choose. Other products have their own update mechanism, such as antivirus software that downloads new signature files. If you want to keep Windows Defender updated, for example, you can't do that in Windows Update. You'd have to go to the Options tab and choose to have Defender check for its own updates.